October 30th, 2023, Kanpur City, 7:30 p.m. It was already 7:30 p.m., but Kushagra hadn't returned home from coaching yet. Kushagra, 16 years old, was in 10th standard, and his coaching session had ended quite some time ago. When his mother called, his phone was switched off. The number you are trying to reach is currently switched off. As time passed, his mother grew more worried, as this had never happened before. Normally, whenever Kushagra was late, he would call home and inform them. When his mother couldn't wait any longer, she called his father in a panic and shared her concern. His father reassured her, saying that it hadn't been that long and that he might have gone somewhere with his friends. "Don't worry, he'll be home soon," he said, and hung up the call. But as they say, a mother's heart feels what no one else can. Amid her growing anxiety and nervousness, she called his coaching center and his friends. She found out that Kushagra had indeed attended coaching and had left on time. If he wasn't at coaching and wasn't with his friends, then why hadn't he come home hours after his coaching ended? As she struggled with these rising questions in her heart, her eyes fell on a letter in the balcony. It contained something no one in Kushagra's family had expected. October 30th, 2023, 8:01 p.m. When Kushagra's mother opened the letter, the ground slipped from beneath her feet. It turned out Kushagra had been kidnapped, and the letter demanded a ransom of rupee 30 lakhs. As soon as Kushagra's father received the news, he immediately called his brother, Kushagra Kanodia, who lived in Lucknow, to inform him. The entire family was thrown into chaos. By around 9:30 p.m., Kushagra's uncle Sumit and other relatives from Lucknow had reached the house. This is the same letter shown on the screen, which the kidnappers had sent. Let me first read it out to you before we analyze it. I don't want to ruin your festival. You give me the money, and the boy will be with you an hour later. We will call you. Allahu Akbar. The boy's car and his mobile are both parked near your house, by the City Club Hotel. I don't want to harm you. I'm telling you repeatedly, don't worry, trust in Allah. On the second page of this letter, it's written, "We request you not to tell the police, your family in Lucknow, or anyone around you that we have kidnapped your Kushagra. You have 2 or 3 days to arrange the rupee 30 lakhs. If this matter spreads anywhere, you will be responsible for the consequences. Arrange the money quickly, and you will see your child at home 1 hour later. Meet me at 2 am at the Coca-Cola intersection with the money. I'll come to collect it. Once I have the money in hand, the boy will be at your home within an hour. When the money is arranged, put up a flag around the house, and I'll see it. Then I'll call you. If any tricks are played, you will be responsible. My eyes are on your house. If anyone finds out, remember to stay cautious, and don't worry. Your boy will return home safely, but his safety is your responsibility." This was the letter sent by the kidnappers. The notable point is that in the same letter, the kidnapper mentioned both Islamic terms and the worship flag, making it clear that they were trying to give the investigation a different angle. The police stated they are investigating why religious slogans were included in the letter. The letter is confusing. In the second part of the letter, the Lucknow family is mentioned, indicating that the kidnapper is someone close to the family who knows everyone well. Without further delay, the family informed the police, and the investigation began. Simultaneously, the family also started searching for Kushagra. Since they lived in an apartment, they first asked the security guard how the letter had arrived and who had delivered it. The security guard's information played a crucial role in the case. He explained that a boy on a scooter, with a cloth covering his face and wearing a helmet, had come and said, "Give this letter to Manish Kanodia." The guard said, "I found it odd, so I told the boy to deliver the letter himself and to remove his helmet and cloth before entering. When the boy entered the building, I went to the scooter and noticed that the front number plate was covered with black paint, and the back number plate was covered with cloth. Sensing something suspicious, I removed the cloth and noted down the number up 78 ed 2204. The boy returned, and we wanted to take a photo of him, but he saw us and left. We recently covered the case of Dilraz and Ludhiana, where the lack of alertness from the guard resulted in a tragic outcome. In this case, however, the guard's vigilance was extremely important. Up 78 ed 2204 was the scooter's number that the police received from the security guard. The scooter was also seen in the CCTV footage outside the house. Without wasting any time, The details of the number were pulled, and it was revealed that the scooter belonged to. It was Aryan who took the letter to Kushagra's house. Prabhat was with Aryan at the time, but he stopped near Hotel City Club before they reached Kushagra's house. Kushagra's scooter was parked there, which the police later recovered. However, the biggest question was where Kushagra was. Following the police's instructions, Prabhat took them to his house. When the police began searching Prabhat's house, they opened a storeroom door and were shocked. Inside the room was Kushagra's body, with his hands and feet tied, and his neck brutally strangled with a rope. Kushagra's murder was done by strangulation with the rope. This scene was extremely painful for Kushagra's family. Just a few hours earlier, he was alive and well in front of their eyes. The neighbors couldn't believe that a murder had happened right in their neighborhood without anyone having a clue. Everyone had the same question: how did a murder occur inside a room in such a densely populated area? And no one even noticed. The police found an important piece of evidence from a CCTV camera near Prabhat's house. In the footage, Prabhat is seen first, followed by Kushagra. But half an hour later, Prabhat returns alone. It was in that room where Prabhat killed 16-year-old innocent Kushagra. Neither Kushagra's family nor the police had any idea that he would be murdered because just a few hours earlier, a letter was found at their house demanding a ransom of 3 million rupees in connection with Kushagra's kidnapping. Kushagra's father, Manish Kanodia, had a large textile business, and the family was financially strong. Kushagra was in 10th grade, and Rachita was his tutor until 2 years ago. Although she no longer taught him, Rachita still visited the family often, as they treated her like a family member. On October 13th, Rachita attended a party at Kushagra's house with her boyfriend, Prabhat. After seeing the wealth of Kushagra's family, Prabhat's greed took over, and he came up with an evil plan. He tempted Rachita by suggesting that they kidnap Kushagra and demand a ransom of 3 million rupees, a small amount for the family, but enough to set them up for life. Rachita was also swayed by the greed for money. Rachita's parents were no longer alive, and her siblings lived in Himachal Pradesh, while she lived alone in Kanpur. Prabhat and Rachita wanted to get married, and this plan seemed like the only way to start a new life together. So, they devised a plan to kidnap Kushagra, and they were so confident in their plan that they even booked a new car for themselves and planned a honeymoon in Himachal Pradesh. Prabhat also involved his friend Aryan Gupta, and together they observed Kushagra's routine for several days to gather all the information they needed. Prabhat told the police that on the day Kushagra left his coaching class, he intentionally bumped into him and asked for a lift to his house. Kushagra knew Prabhat well, so out of kindness, he agreed to drop him off. Once they reached Prabhat's house, he invited Kushagra inside, offering him a cold drink. Unaware of Prabhat's evil intentions, the innocent Kushagra went inside, not knowing he would never leave that house alive. Prabhat had already planned the crime. He first pushed Kushagra to the ground, tied his hands and feet, and then strangled him with a rope. Rachita, Prabhat, and Aryan have all been arrested. Kushagra's family is demanding the death penalty for all three of them, chanting, "Hang the murderers, hang the murderers." Usually, kidnappers don't reveal their identities to the victim and plan to release them after receiving the ransom. But the biggest question in this case was if the plan was to kidnap Kushagra. Why did Prabhat meet him in person, take him to his house, and then murder him directly? Some news channels crossed the line, hungry for TRP, and started showing a love angle between Kushagra and Rachita, portraying Prabhat as a jealous partner. However, it's important to note that there was a significant age difference between teacher Rachita and student Kushagra, and the call records showed that they had not spoken to each other in the past 2 months. The police completely dismissed these speculations, ignoring how such baseless claims could affect Kushagra's family, who had lost their innocent son. This case shows how greed for money led a teacher, a figure we hold in high regard in society, to not only betray an innocent child, but also the family who had always treated her like their own daughter. Kushagra's family said that for them, Rachita was like a daughter, and since she was an orphan, they were even willing to bear all the expenses of her wedding. Rachita could have gotten everything she wanted without resorting to this, but innocent Kushagra became a victim of her and her boyfriend's greed. I am Kushagra's uncle, and I appeal to all of you, this fight is not just ours, it is everyone's. Our 17-year-old nephew was brutally murdered just for money. The teacher who used to come to our house to teach was treated like a daughter. And since she had no parents, she, along with her boyfriend, carried out this heinous act just for money. I request all of you to support us in this fight. Please don't spread false news or defame my minor nephew's character. We need your support. So, this was today's case. Please subscribe to the channel and support us.